Hey guys, it's Teacher Jess. I just wanted to check in with you guys and say hi and see how things are going. I hope that you guys are all staying safe. I know that that's really hard. I know that there's a lot of downsides to having to stay inside. And I know that a lot of you are missing your friends. And I would imagine even missing being at school too. I'd like to think so anyway. I miss you guys. And I bet a lot of you are feeling maybe pretty conflicted or maybe not conflicted. I would imagine that some of the emotions that are going on would be fear and anxiety. That's a really real feeling, and I think a lot of the adults in your life probably are feeling that way too. There's probably some anger and confusion as well. Maybe angry because you can't do the things that you would normally do. Maybe you had some spring break plans that you didn't get to do. And confused because maybe you don't see what the big deal is, or just confused about why things are the way they are right now, which is pretty crazy. You guys are witnessing a pretty major historical event, and we're all, meaning everyone in your community is affected by this and is and all of us are confused about how we're going to be moving forward. So you may have some questions about what school is going to look like when it resumes. So as of right now, the plan is that we will be starting school in session again on April 1st, but from home. So what that means is that you guys will be doing school at home. And in terms of what that looks like, I don't really know. So we're still figuring that out. We're still trying to figure out, and we're going to have to kind of work together. And it's going to mean a lot more responsibility for you guys, which is hard. And you guys may already be feeling that responsibility. You may be looking after younger siblings while parents are working from home. You may be asked to do more on your own, and it may continue that way. So what I will say, what I would like is, I know that it's not the best spring break ever, but I would ask that you guys try to enjoy this week for what you can. Try and get outside when it's nice. Try and do some things that are fun. I'm emailing your parents right now some lists of activities, so if you guys need ideas, refer to those lists. They have some really cool things like live streaming of museums like the Louvre and the National Museum in Washington, D.C., and the London Museum. So lots of really cool things to see virtually. There's zoos that are live streaming as well. So there's lots of cool things that you can do with a screen. And there's a lot of cool things that you can do without a screen, like writing letters to each other, and just getting really creative. So I know it's hard, and I know you may be disappointed, but I would like for you guys to try and enjoy this week. Make the most of what you can out of it. Try to keep a positive attitude, because that's going to help everyone in your family, including you. Remember how we've talked about how mind over matter, and sometimes even if you feel like things are really crummy, sometimes taking a positive outlook on it can really shift things around. So that would be my biggest piece of advice. And then the second piece of advice is that we're all going to be, try to be as kind to each other when school starts back up on April 1st as possible. because this is going to be really new for all of us, myself included. So it's going to look really different from how school has looked. It's going to be really awkward and uncomfortable at first, but we'll work together and we'll get through it. At this point, school is scheduled to resume in person on April 28th. I would, and that would be great if that happens. There's a very high likelihood that may not be the case, just depending on how events transpire. So I think it would be good to be prepared in either case. Try to be prepared for a longer time if that ends up happening. And if not, then it will be a pleasant surprise that we'll all get to see each other on April 28th. The last thing that I'm going to say is really try and stay healthy. So that means taking good care of yourselves. That means, like I said, getting out in the sunlight when you can, drinking lots of water, eating healthy foods, going to bed at a reasonable time. I know that it can be really hard when things are as chaotic as they are right now. I know that. I'm struggling with that myself, that our usual routines are not routine right now. And that's really hard. But the more you can take care of yourselves and make your own routines, the easier it will be. So when you get up, make your bed, brush your teeth, get dressed. Don't just hang around in your jammies playing on your iPads. I mean, maybe for this week, but we're going to start getting into a routine starting next week, just like we would getting back to school. And it'll be hard, but it'll be good. So yeah, go to bed at a reasonable time, drink lots of water, eat healthy foods, hand washing. I'll post another video about proper hand washing, although I'm sure you guys are sick to death of hearing about it. And staying inside. Those are going to be really important. And that's going to help this kind of uncomfortable, awkward time hopefully go faster. And it's definitely going to help keep you guys from getting sick and those around you from getting sick. And that's a really important part because like we've talked about, you guys aren't in a high-risk category, but you may know people who are. And so that's why it's really important to stay home. Yeah, all of which you've probably heard numerous times and they're sick of hearing, but you're going to hear it from me again. Okay. So yeah, I love you guys. I miss you guys. I hope you're all hanging in there. And yeah, I try and have some fun. And I'll be talking to you again real soon. Okay, bye.